Hello there. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 232. And this time out, we are at Milwaukee County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for game number 3 of the 1982 World Series replay with TTBX, which is the expansion set for time travel baseball game. This game took place on October 15th, 1982. The Cardinals find themselves in a pretty tight spot here. They come to Milwaukee to play 3 games, being down 2-0 in this series. So, let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the St. Louis Cardinals. Whitey Herzog has made a few changes in the lineup. Leading off, second baseman Tom Herr, batting second. Third baseman Ken Oberkfell. First baseman Keith Hernandez is third. Right fielder George Hendrick is fourth. Catcher Darrell Porter is fifth. Right fielder Lonnie Smith bats seventh. Batting eighth is the DH in this game. It's Dane Orge. Willie McGee gets the start in center field, and he bats eighth. Batting ninth is shortstop Ozzie Smith. And on the mound for the Cardinals is Joaquin Andujar. 1982, he was 15-10 with a 2.47 ERA. Trying to stop the bleeding for the Cardinals in this one. All right, so now for the home team, the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. Leading things off. Oh, no changes for Harvey Keene's wall bangers. Hey, if it ain't broke, right? All right. Paul Molitor leads off third base. Batting second, shortstop Robin Yount. Batting third, first baseman Cecil Cooper. Batting fourth, catcher Ted Simmons. Batting fifth, left fielder Ben Ogilvy. Batting sixth, center fielder Gorman Thomas. Batting seventh, Roy Howell. He is the DH. Batting eighth, right fielder Charlie Moore. Batting ninth is second baseman Jim Gantner. And on the mound is Pete Vukovich. In 1982, he was 18-6 with a 3.34 ERA. He has the ace pitcher designation, so we got to talk about that. TTBX comes with these handy pitcher attribute cards, is what I'm going to call them. So because Vukovich is an ace pitcher, whenever the rap symbol is triggered, it's always going to be an infield line out. And with runners on base, all fielders are star rated. So I'll get back to that in a second. With runners on base, an ace pitcher turns all pressure plays into strikeouts. An ace rank cannot be canceled. An ace pitcher on the mound cancels an opponent's tough ranking. That does not apply here. When an ace leaves a game, an opposing pitcher's tough ranking is restored. And pitchers, or a pitcher that both start and appear in relief, may have an ace rating in one capacity and not in the other. This is always clearly designated on their flash card. Okay, so as far as the fielders being, excuse me, as far as the fielders being star rated with runners on base, in this starting lineup, the Brewers have 2 star-rated fielders, Robin Yount and Cecil Cooper. So with the rest of, and that affects their defensive score, which determines whether or not they are alert or careless when it's asked for in the gamble cards. Okay, but we can change that to an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. So the Brewers' defensive score is 28. I have a 34 circled here, so to remind me that if there are runners on base, they all become star fielders, and their defensive rating, or their fielding rating, jumps up to 34. So that's something to keep in mind. Cardinals come into this game with a fielding rating of 30. The Brewers 28, other than the situation I just mentioned. So we are ready to go here. See if the Cardinals can get one and not fall to being 3 games down. All right, so first batter, second baseman Tom Herr. And right off the bat, we're getting a double six. Either card, it is a double, but we'll flip a card just to get the card flip. So that's a leadoff double for Tommy Herr. Good start for St. Louis. So man on second, nobody out. Brings up Ken Oberkfell. Now, man on base, their defensive score goes up to 34. Just a pitch. And that's take a gamble. Okay, man on second base. It's an infield pop out to first base. If hitter has a 7 line fly out, which he does, he pokes the ball to the opposite field for a single. All right, so that's a single for Oberkfell, and the Cardinals are off to a good start. Now, Tommy Herr is a daring runner. So we're going to send him home. Now that ball went to opposite field, so Oberkfell's a lefty, so it goes to left field. All right. Left fielder is Ogilvy, and we have to look at his rating. So Ogilvy has a 0. Tommy Herr is going to try to score here. Cardinals taking out all the stops, so we're going to do the optional challenge. He gets a +3 being a daring runner, okay? So whichever die is higher, there's no modifier to the red die for Cooper. Tommy Herr gets a +3, and Tommy Herr scores. So that's an RBI single for Oberkfell. And the Cardinals lead 1-0. Herzog couldn't have wished for a better start. All right, that brings up Keith Hernandez. First baseman, man on first, nobody out. Low and outside, and not looking so good for Vukovic early on here. So Hernandez draws the walk. It's now first and second with nobody out, and the Cardinals leading 1-0. That brings up right fielder Big George Hendrick. Pitch. And we got doubles, so we got a check here. It's going to come off the batter's card, and that's an infield line out. And the runners hold. See options for potential line out double play. Okay. Let's see. Line out double play. And let's see. Alert defense may attempt to force... Oh, wait a second. Okay, we got to see where that line out went to. And went to second base. So second base is Jim Gantner. And once again, I got to refer to his card. He is a 2. All right, so let's see. It would be Hernandez that they would be trying to get on the double play. And Hernandez is a 2. So, let me see if I got this right. Okay. So Gantner's a 2, plus he gets the extra 1 for a start, makes him a 3. And they do get Hernandez. So it's a line out for the first out. And Keith Hernandez is caught off first base for out number 2. All right, so Oberkfell still on second, but with 2 outs now. That brings up Darrell Porter. Pitch. That's a hard ground out by Porter. Hit to second baseman Gantner, over to Cecil Cooper for the 4-3 put out. And Vukovic gets out of the jam. Could have been a lot worse. So for the Cardinals, 1 run on 1 hit, or excuse me, 2 hits. 1 man left. Played a half inning, and it's the Cardinals 1. And the Brewers coming to bat. Joaquin Andujar takes the mound, and leading things off for Milwaukee will be Paul Molitor. Here's the pitch. Let's take a gamble. Nobody on base. Batter, it's safe. Batter safe at first on third baseman's error. Third baseman turns the play into a slow ground out. So Oberkfell is a star third baseman, so it's going to be Oberkfell to Hernandez. 5-3 put out. And there's one away. That brings up Robin Yount, shortstop. Got an 8 off the pitcher's card. That's a sharp ground ball. Hit to Keith Hernandez. He's going to take that unassisted. And there are 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first, St. Louis leading 1-0. First baseman, Cecil Cooper. Next batter for the Brewers. And we're going to take another gamble. No runners on base. Infield pop out to the shortstop. If batter's salary is greater than pitcher's salary, play is a single to center field. Well, he's got two dollar signs, both Andujar and Cooper. So that is a pop out to Ozzie Smith. And the Brewers go 1, 2, 3. So no runs, no hits, no one left on. We've played 1 inning, and it's St. Louis 1, Milwaukee nothing. I should mention the fatigue inning for pitchers of this era is the 7th, so we will start checking for fatigue then. Although the rules of 5 still do apply, that could a pitcher being shelled. We'll see if that comes into effect. But leading things off for the Cardinals here in the top of the second is left fielder Lonnie Smith. And it's a pressure play. Now, pressure play is a strikeout because Vukovic is an ace pitcher. And that's 1 out. First strikeout for Vukovic. And that's 1. All right. Dane Orge, DH. And we got double 5s. And it's going to come from the pitcher's card. And that is a 3-2 count. So we look at the 3-2 count, pick top gamble card. Pitcher's image is a strikeout. Batter's image is a walk. And that's strikeout number 2 for Vuk. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts. Center fielder Willie McGee. Pitch. And it's a short single. McGee hits it out into right field. And Charlie Moore fields it. McGee makes the turn. He does have a plus symbol here, so he does get a good lead to steal. But although we were gambling earlier, I think we're going to let him sit there with Ozzie Smith up. Okay. Pitch from Vukovic is a deep fly ball to left field. Ogilvy's under that, makes the catch. And that's out number 3. So the Cardinals no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on. We've played 1.5, and it's St. Louis 1, Milwaukee nothing. All right. First batter Andujar is going to face here in the bottom of the second is former Cardinals Ted Simmons, catcher. And that's a line drive to left field that Lonnie Smith has a beat on and makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up Ben Ogilvy. Pitch. It's a short single, but we got the question mark. He's a lefty. Andujar's a righty, so it is a base hit into right field. So the first hit for the Brewers is a single by Ogilvy. So he's on first with 1 out. That brings up Gorman Thomas. Pitch from Andujar. That's a deep fly ball to center field. Willie McGee's back that at the track for out number 2. And Ogilvy holds at first base. Brings up the designated hitter, Roy Howell. Pitch from Andujar. And that's a base hit. All right, so Howell with the single. Ogilvy is not a fast runner, so he's going to hold it second. So it's first and second for the Brewers with 2 outs. And right fielder Charlie Moore. Cardinals lead 1-0. Here's the pitch. And we'll flip the card, but it's a strikeout. Andujar, first strikeout, gets out of the jam. And that's it for the Brewers. So no runs on 2 hits. And 2 men left. We've played 2. And it's the Cardinals 1. Brewers nothing. As we go to the top of the 3rd. And we're back to the top of the order for St. Louis. It's Tommy Herr. He's 1 for 1, singled and scored a run. Or excuse me, doubled and scored a run back in the 1st. Here's the pitch. This is a hard ground ball. Hit to Robin Yount, over to Cecil Cooper. And there's 1 away in the St. Louis 3rd. Next up for the Cardinals, Ken Oberkfell. And let's see. Pitcher's image, low and outside, and Oberkfell trots down to first base with the 1-out walk. That's going to bring up first baseman Keith Hernandez, who walked his first time up. It's a deep fly ball to center field. Gorman Thomas is under that and makes the catch. Oberkfell holds at first base, and there are 2 away. So 2 outs, man on first, and right fielder George Hendrick. Hendrick is 0 for 1. It's a pressure play. And with runners on base, ace pitcher turns all pressure plays into a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Vuk. And that's it for the Cardinals. No runs. No hits. 1 man left. Played 2.5, and it's St. Louis 1, Milwaukee nothing. Jim Gantner, the second baseman, will lead things off for Milwaukee here in the bottom of the 3rd. Andujar's pitch. It's a hard ground ball. Hit to Ozzie Smith, over to Keith Hernandez, and there's 1 away. Back to the top of the order, and Paul Molitor. He's 0 for 1. Coming from the pitcher's card, it's a 3-2 count. Pick another gamble. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Andujar. And there are 2 away. It's 2 outs, nobody on for Milwaukee. And shortstop Robin Yount. Pitch. That's a sharp ground ball, but it's hit right at Ozzie Smith. Easy play over to Keith Hernandez. And the Brewers go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no one left on. 3 innings complete, and it's the Cardinals 1. Brewers nothing. Vukovic is going to face Darryl Porter, leading things off. That'll be Porter, Lonnie Smith, and Dane Orge. Pitch. Got to take a gamble. And it's a line out to second base. Second base, 0, leaps late, allowing a single, but Gantner is a 3, so that doesn't happen. Batter earning more money or more hustles hit into a double, but it's a line out to second baseman Jim Gantner for the first out here in the top of the 4th. All right, that's going to bring up Lonnie Smith. Pitch. It's a sharp ground ball. Gantner's getting his work. And he scoops this one up over to Cecil Cooper. 2 up, 2 down. Dane Orge. Got to take a gamble here. And it's a short single as shortstop is playing too deep to make the play. Alert turns into a slow rollout. So here we're going to check the alert. Now there's no one on base. So Milwaukee's number is a 28. They need a 28 or lower. They get a 2, and it is a slow ground ball to shortstop Robin Yount. From his knees, he fires to first base, and they get Dane by a step. And the Cardinals go 1, 2, 3. Here in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no one left on. 3.5 in the books, and it's the Cardinals 1, Brewers nothing. All right. Cecil Cooper will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th for the Brewers. Pitch from Andujar. It's a sharp ground ball. Hit to Jim Gantner, or excuse me, no, not Jim Gantner, Tom Herr. Over to Keith Hernandez, and it's a 4-3 put out for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up catcher Ted Simmons. He is 0 for 1. Pitch. It's another sharp ground ball. And Tom Herr has it again. And once again, he fires over to Keith Hernandez. Second verse, same as the first, and there are 2 outs. Brings up Ben Ogilvy. Ogilvy did single back in the 2nd. He's 1 for 1. Pitch from Andujar. And he gets under this one and hits a high fly ball to right field. George Hendrick gets under it, makes the catch for the 3rd out. Brewers go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no one left. 4 innings complete. Cardinals 1, Brewers nothing. Top of the 5th. For St. Louis, leading things off will be center fielder Willie McGee. Pitch. It's coming from the pitcher's card, so it is way inside. And that's a leadoff walk for McGee. So the Cardinals have their leadoff man on base with the free pass. And that brings up Ozzie Smith. Smith is 0 for 1. It's the pitch. And it's coming from the pitcher's card, so it's a 3-2 count. And we got to pick the top gamble card, and it's low and outside, and that's back-to-back walks for Vukovic. And now the Cardinals have runners on first and second with nobody out, and they're back to the top of the order. Second baseman Tom Herr. It's the pitch, and we got to take a gamble. Lead runner is on second base. It's a single to right field. If the right fielder plus the catcher's defense total 6 or more, a runner on second base is out at the plate. Man on first takes third, and batter slides into second. So let's see here. It's a single to right field. And the right fielder is Moore. He's a 3. And Ted Simmons is a 3. That's a total of 6 or more. So let's see what happens here. So that's a single for her. But they get McGee out at the plate for the first out. And Ozzie Smith makes it the 3rd. And Tommy Herr advances to second. So the Cardinals have runners on second and third with 1 out. It was a nice throw by Charlie Moore to get Willie McGee at the plate. All right, so that goes down as a single for her. Ken Oberkfell is up next. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Normal infield for Milwaukee right now. And that's a deep fly ball to left field. Ogilvy's under that. Makes the catch for the second out. But that's going to allow Ozzie Smith to tag up and score. And it's now 2-0 St. Louis. And Herr's going to hold at second. So the man on second with 2 outs. Keith Hernandez coming to the plate. Cardinals now lead 2-0. Pitch from Vukovich. That's a chopped ground ball. Right back to Vuk. He trots over towards first. Tosses to Cooper for the 3rd out. And that's it for the Cardinals, but they do pick up a run. 1 run on 1 hit. 1 man left. We played 4.5, and it's the Cardinals 2 and the Brewers nothing. All right. Bottom of the 5th. Andujar comes out with a 2-run lead. Gorman Thomas is going to lead things off. He hits a sharp ground ball to second baseman Tom Herr. To Hernandez. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up DH Roy Howell. Pitch. It's a high fly ball to Lonnie Smith out in left field. He's got it near the track, and there are 2 away. So 2 outs. Nobody on. And right fielder Charlie Moore. Moore is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. Pitch from Andujar. And guess what? We flipped the gamble card just to keep the gamble cards moving. Excuse me. But hey, it's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 3 for the 3rd out. Number 3 for Andujar. That's it for the Brewers. No runs, no hits, no one left. 5 innings complete. Cardinals 2, Brewers nothing. Go to the top of the 6th. Pete Vukovich is still out here. George Hendricks, the first batter. And it's a choppy ground ball. Hit back to Vukovich. He knocks it down and throws over to first. And they get Hendrick. The 1-3 put out for the 1st out. That's going to bring up catcher Darryl Porter. Pitch from Vukovich. Flip the card, but guess what? It's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 4 for Vukovich. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs, nobody on. Left fielder Lonnie Smith. Smith is 0 for 2. Pitch. It's a hard ground ball to third baseman Paul Molitor over to Cecil Cooper. And the Cardinals go 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits. Whoops, what am I doing here? No runs, no hits, no one left on. We've played 5.5, and it's the Cardinals 2 and the Brewers nothing. Bottom of the 6th is going to see Jim Gantner leading things off for the Brewers. Pitch. That's a choppy ground ball to Ozzie Smith over to Keith Hernandez for the 1st out here in the bottom of the 6th. So 1 out, nobody on. Back to the top of the order, Paul Molitor, third baseman. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. It's a hard ground ball Oberkfell makes a nice play over to Hernandez, and there are two away. They get Molitor by a half step. So 2 outs, nobody on. Shortstop Robin Yount. Yount is also 0 for 2. Pitch. He hits a hard ground ball. Right back to Andujar. Trots over towards first. Underhand to Keith Hernandez. And the Brewers go 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no one left. We've played 6. It's the Cardinals 2. Brewers nothing. All right, we go to the top of the 7th. We now have to do a fatigue check. And I have to review how to do that. I should know. I've done it a couple times now, but let's just double check here to make sure I get it right. All right. Have to excuse me. All right. Draw a gamble card. And unfortunately for Pete Vukovich, it's a batter's image, so he is fatigued. Now he is a pitcher. So we're gonna replace his card with a grade A fatigue card. These are some nice extra features that you get with the TTBX expansion set. So Vukovich is still in the game, but Milwaukee is going to get some action going in the bullpen. And let's see who we're going to bring up. Dwight Bernard is going to warm up for the Brewers. All right. But right now, Vukovich is pitching with this fatigue card. We'll see how this goes for him. So the DH Dane, Dane Orge is leading things off. And what do we get? A 3, and it's take a gamble. So the bases are empty. It's a single bloop to left field. The star left fielder makes a tumbling put-out catch, but Ogilvy is not a star fielder. Remember, there's no runners on base, so Vukovich's ace rating does not help Ogilvy. So that's a leadoff single for Cooper. For Dane Orge. Oh, my goodness. All right. And on first, nobody out for the Cardinals. That brings up Willie McGee. They lead 2-0. Here's the pitch. It's a short single with a question mark. Now, Vukovich is a right-handed pitcher, but McGee is a switch hitter, so he's hitting from the left side this time. So that's going to be a single. And I think Harvey's going to call it a day for Vukovich. So Orge holds up at second. So the Cardinals have runners on first and second with nobody out. And Pete Vukovich's day is done. So we can get rid of this fatigue card. And we got Dwight Bernard coming into the game. He's a righty. He's an ace reliever, so that those same conditions apply for him that applied for Vukovich with runners on base and whatnot. And let's see. So his rank is a B. All right. So in 1982, Dwight Bernard was 3-1 with a 3.76 ERA. Pitched 79 innings. And he's going to try to stop the bleeding here. So it's runners on first and second, nobody out, Ozzie Smith. And guess what? We're taking a gamble. Runner on second. Pitcher bounces one off the plate, and the catcher makes a nice stop. Careless would be a wild pitch and runners advance one base. So there are runners on base. He's an ace reliever. That makes Milwaukee's number a 34. And we roll a 45, or excuse me, we flip over a 45. Not good, because it's a wild pitch. And now the Cardinals have runners on second and third. So the infield is coming in now for Milwaukee. Smith is still at the plate. Here's the pitch from Bernard. And it's a line fly out to center fielder Gorman Thomas. That's the first out. Orge is going to hold there at first base. So there's one out here in the Cardinals, top of the seventh. Go back to the top of the order. Infield is still in. Runners at second and third. Tom Herr's the batter. And that's a base hit. That's going to drive in run number 3. That's Herr's third hit in this game. And he gets an RBI on that. Orge scores. It's now 3-0. And Willie McGee moves over to third. So now runners on the corners with one out. It's now 3-0 St. Louis. Infield is still in. Ken Oberkfell. Low and outside, and the bases are loaded. Bases loaded, one out. Keith Hernandez coming to the plate. And we need some action here. Harvey Keene doesn't want this to get out of hand. And Moose Haas. No, not Moose Haas. Mike Caldwell is going to warm up for the Brewers. Infield still in. Hernandez comes to the plate. Pitch. And Bernard walks in a run. Almost hits Hernandez. And everybody moves up 90, including Willie McGee, who scores, and it's now 4-0 St. Louis. My. And Harvey Keene makes his way out to the mound, and Mike Caldwell's going to come into the game. Caldwell's not an ace pitcher, but he is, let's see, he's a 1 on defense, so that doesn't change anything. Pitches left, and his rank is an A. All right, so Caldwell, 1982, he was 17-13 with a 3.91 ERA. He's pitching in relief here. Bases loaded, one out, infield still in. Cardinals lead 4-0. Pitch. It's a high fly ball by Hendrick to right field. Charlie Moore's under it. Let's see. So that's out number 2. But the runner reaction table tells us on a high fly out, the runners hold. But if the defense is careless, man on third tags and scores. All right. Caldwell is not an ace pitcher, so it's a 28 for Milwaukee. It's a 14. They are not careless, so the runners hold. So bases loaded with 2 outs. The infield's going to go back to normal. And Darryl Porter. Pitch from Caldwell. And they got to take a gamble. Lead runners on third. It's a line fly out to left field. If the defense is careless, it's a double that drops between fielders. Choke batter, which Darryl Porter is not. That doesn't apply. So Milwaukee needs a 28 or less. They get a 32. So that's a double. That's a backbreaker. So Porter hits the double. And let's see. Daring runner on first scores. Otherwise, runner on first advances to third. All other runners score. Okay, so Herr comes in. Oberkfell comes in. And Hendrick, I don't think, is daring. No, he's fast, so he's going to hold it third. And the floodgates have opened. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4. It's now 6-0. And Lonnie Smith comes to the plate. I think this is Caldwell's game now. All right, pitch from Lonnie Smith. So 4. We'll flip the gamble card just to keep the gamble cards moving, but hits a strikeout for out number 3. Cardinals bat around. Caldwell gets his first strikeout. So the Cardinals pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 2 men left on. As we stretch them, it's St. Louis 6, Milwaukee nothing. All right, going to go to the bottom of the 7th now. We have to do a fatigue check for Andujar. If he doesn't get the fatigue check, if he passes the fatigue check, because he's pitching a shutout into the 7th inning, his card will get replaced by the shutout card. But let's see what we get here. And he is not fatigued. So we need the shutout card for him for right now. All right. One of the other nice features of time travel baseball, at least in my opinion. All right. So, bottom of the 7th. Cecil Cooper leads things off. Pitch from Andujar. Let's see where we're looking at here. It's coming from the pitcher's card, so it's an infield line drive to Keith Hernandez. And there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th. Brings up catcher Ted Simmons. Simmons is 0 for 2. Pitch from Andujar. It's a sharp ground ball to Oberkfell, over to Hernandez. 2 up, 2 down. Cardinals lead 6-0. Ben Ogilvy. Andujar's a righty. Ogilvy's a lefty. And the reason I'm looking at that is because it's a short single with a question mark. So it is a 2-out base hit by Ogilvy. That's his second hit of the game. So a man on first with 2 away. See if Milwaukee can build on this one. Gorman Thomas, here's the pitch. Nope, not going to happen because it's a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Andujar. And that's it for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. 7 in the books. Cardinals 6, Brewers nothing. All right, Caldwell is coming back out. Dane Orge is leading things off. Pitch. Ground ball chopped to shortstop Robin Yount. Over to Ogilvy, excuse me, and there's 1 away. Every time I say that name, I think of Slapshot. Oglethorpe. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. All right. Willie McGee, 1 out, nobody on. It's a strikeout for Caldwell. And that's his second. Yes, his second. So 2 up, 2 down for the Cardinals here in the top of the 8th. Ozzie Smith. Pitch. And the terrible 7 that we got to take a gamble. There's nobody on base, so it's a double into the right center gap. Star second baseman makes a great leaping catch for an infield line out. But Jim Gantner is not a star second baseman. So it's a 2-out double for Ozzie. He's on second. And wait a minute. What am I doing here? Oh my goodness. Ward's led off. He was out. I don't know why I was up there. There's out number 2. And then Ozzie with the double. Okay, so now her is up. Whoops. Hey. Okay. Pitch to her. It's a chopped ground ball to third base. Paul Molitor, Cecil Cooper for out number 3. So we'll make that a 5-3, and we'll block these 2 out because of my stupidity. So no runs. 1 hit, 1 man left on. 7.5. Cardinals 6. Brewers nothing. Andujar still has the shutout card, but we have to do a fatigue check. I'm thinking I'd have to relook at the rules, but I do believe if he fails this fatigue check, he will lose the shutout card and get the fatigue card. And he fails the fatigue check. So the shutout card, I think that's right. Daniel, you'll have to let me know. I may have missed that in the rules. I don't know. And now he's pitching with the fatigue card, and Bruce Suter's warming up. No, not Bruce Suter. No. Jim Cott is warming up for the Cardinals. Why would I bring Suter in with a 6-0 lead? All right, so Roy Howell leads things off in the bottom of the 8th. Pitch. It's a high fly ball. Center field. Willie McGee's under that. And there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Charlie Moore. Got to take a gamble on a 3 with the fatigue. There's nobody on base. It's a walk. Batter then takes second on a wild pitch to the next batter. Okay, so it's a 1-out walk to Charlie Moore. He's going to end up on second because of the wild pitch. All right, and that happens on during Gantner's at bat. All right, so a man on second, 1 out. Pitch to Gantner. Hey, that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Andujar. And there are 2 away. Paul Molitor. Here's the pitch. It's another gamble card. Lead runner is on second. It's a slow ground out to second base. If there is a runner at first, the ball hits him and he is out. Credit the batter with a short single. But that's not the case, so it's a slow ground ball to Tom Herr. And he tosses to Keith Hernandez. And that's it for the Brewers here in the bottom of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the top of the 9th with the Cardinals leading 6-0. Leading things off for the Cardinals will be Ken Oberkfell. Pitch. And it's a line out to Cecil Cooper for the first out. One out, nobody on. Keith Hernandez. Pitch from Caldwell. Take a gamble. Nobody on base. It's a double on a misjudged shallow fly. If it's a star left fielder or a star third baseman, it turns into a pop fly out. Well, Molitor's not a star. Neither is Ogilvy. So it is a 1-out double for Keith Hernandez. His first hit of the game. So he's on second with 1 out. George Hendrick. Pitch. It's a hard ground ball to shortstop Robin Yount. And his only play is to go to first. So they get Hendrick on a 6-3 putout. But Hernandez moves over to third. So it's a runner on third with 2 outs. And catcher Darryl Porter, he's the one that blew things open back in the 7th. This time he hits a choppy ball on the ground to second baseman Jim Gantner. And a 4-3 putout ends the Cardinals. Top of the 9th, so no runs. 1 hit, 1 man left. This is it for the Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 9th and they trail 6-0. All right, the new pitcher for St. Louis is Jim Cott. Maybe I should have looked at who's batting, but you know what? 6-0 lead, I don't care. Because Yount, he hits right, and Cooper's a lefty, and Simmons is a switch hitter, so what's the difference? All right, Jim Cott's the new pitcher for the Cardinals. In 1982, he was 5-3 with a 4.08 ERA. 75 innings pitched. He is a 1 on defense, so Cardinals' fielding factor does not change. He is a lefty. He has no other modifiers. And he's going to face Robin Yount here in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch. Oh, boy. It's coming from the pitcher's card, which is limiting it to a double. Could have been a home run if it came off of the Robin Yount's card. So he leads things off with a base hit. So man on first, nobody out. It ain't over till it's over, right? And that's a short single. So back-to-back hits, and it's first and second with nobody out. Ted Simmons. And we got to take a gamble. Lead runner is on second. Third base fields grounder and makes poor throw to first. Batter safe on error. Runners advance 1 base. If he's star 2 or star 3, it's a hard ground out. Oberkfell is a star 3. So it's a hard ground out. And the hard ground out, runners advance 1 base if forced. So his only play is the first for the first out. And Yount and Cooper move up a base. All right, so it's second and third with 1 out after Simmons' ground out. Okay. Ben Ogilvy. Another gamble. So now the lead runner's on third. It's a deep fly out to left field. Runners advance. Star left field. Runners hold. Well, Lonnie Smith is not a star left fielder. So it's out number 2. But the Brewers do get on the board. It's a sac fly. And it's now 6-1. And Cecil Cooper moves to third. So a man on third with 2 outs. And Gorman Thomas. What the heck's wrong with him? Here's the pitch. It's a pressure play. Let's see if the Cardinals are alert. So it's the first thing we have to do. They're 30. They are not alert. They are careless in this play. So against a careless team, pick an error card. Well, we got to keep picking till we get an error card. Three talent cards in a row, 4 talent cards in a row. Here we go. All right, so the lead runner is on third. It's the only runner right now. It's a short single. Careless. Runner advances 2 bases, and batter takes second as left field fumbles hit for error. Now, I just had to check to see if St. Louis was careless. I don't know if I need to check again now. I'm going to say I don't, but that would be another question for Daniel. So, Brewers are making this interesting. So the runner on third, it's a short single, and the runner who hits the single advances 2 bases as a left fielder fumbles hit for an error. So that's the first error of the game, I believe, and that goes against the Cardinals. So it's a single by Thomas that scores Cooper, and it's now 6-2. And on the error, he advances 2 bases. So it's still a man on third with 2 outs. But now the score's 6-2. Roy Howell. And he gets under this one. It's a deep fly ball to center field. Willie McGee's under that. Makes the catch for the final out. Cardinals can sigh a breath of relief. A sigh of relief, I should say. Because they win this one. So 2 runs for the Brewers here on 1, 2, 3 hits. 1 man left. And that's it. They pick up 2 runs, but the Cardinals win it 6-2. And now the Brewers lead the series 2-1. So let's get some numbers for you here. The Cardinals 6 runs on 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10 hits. They committed that 1 error. The Brewers 2 runs on 7 hits. No errors. Winning pitcher, Joaquin Andujar, and the loss goes to Pete Vukovich. And we'll be back for game number 4 here in Milwaukee. Games 3, 4, and 5 there. The Cardinals cut the series lead in half and now trail 2-1. If you hung out with me, I appreciate it. I'll be back again in the future. Things have been pretty busy for me lately, and it's been about 2 weeks per video. Hopefully that'll change, but I'll be back when I can. And until then, take care.